Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the mayor of Yonkers, Mayor Mike SPANO. That was Italian, right?
Dr. Grace, thank you so much. Nice round of applause for Dr. Grace, and thank you for coming up from Washington. Such a distinguished individual, such an impressive resume, and James, and I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here again with all of you. You know, being mayor of a city is, has its ups and downs, right? There are people that surprise you in a very good way. There are those who surprise you in not such a good way. But at the end of the day, I'm given the opportunity to be the leader of a city. We were just listed as the most diverse city of our size in all of America. And 100 different nationalities. In Yonkers, over 60 different languages spoken. And it was a city, as I told the professor a little while ago, Dr. Ken, that was a city in turmoil 40 years ago. It was a city that was cut right down the middle, black and white. The only city in America to actually be forced integrated in both the schools and the neighborhood. No other city in America has that happened to. And so there was a lot of turmoil. There was the potential of the city just seeing the National Guard come in and take over. And here we are now, 40 years later. 40 years later, most diverse city of our size in America. The city that has a city council that has representation from the Latino community, from the African American community, from the gay community, from the Arabic community, obviously from Italians and all across the spectrum. But what is beautiful about Yonkers and what drives us all is that Yonkers is the kind of city that when I go across and I get the privilege of traveling with the National Conference of Mayors, and they go, what's going on in Yonkers that is all types of economic development activity, tremendous billions of dollars of economic development investment that's happening in Yonkers. And it's the safest city of our size in all of America. And our schools, when Dr. Grace mentioned the big 5 cities of New York, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, and of course Yonkers, we graduate the highest graduation rate in the most diverse school district in America. A school district that is chronically underfunded, yet we are graduating our kids at a record number, and we are the highest graduation rate. As a matter of fact, New York State's math scores and English scores have gone up 2% last year. Yonkers, it went up 5%. And so we're safer, we're educating our kids, we have a tremendous amount of economic development. And how did that all happen? Well, it happened because in our city, what we've done is we've tried to make sure that everyone has a seat at the table, that everyone has an opinion and that their opinion counts. And that when people sit at the table, if they're willing to offer an alternative, they're willing to offer a perspective, that we should be willing to listen. Because no one group has it right, but every group has their perspective, and every group, if listened to, has something to offer. And that's what we do in our city. And that's what the mayor's job is. So when you talk about my 3 kids and the 6 council districts, it's really the mayor's job to be inclusive, to be understanding. It's the mayor's job to remember that there's a tremendous number of people who live in the community, and that no one should feel disenfranchised. No one should feel that they don't have a place at the table. And if you do that, then you have tremendous growth. We are growing, thank you. We are growing because we celebrate our differences. We are successful and we're safe. You know, a lot of big cities in America, you hear about what's happening. We don't have that happening in our city, thank God. Why don't we have it? Because we continue to work. Yonkers had their issues, but we're not going to look back. We're going to look forward. And when we look at our city, we look at this wonderfully diverse community, we look at the rest of America, and we say, you know what? They want to be like us. And when they're like us, America will continue to be strong and be more prosperous. So, all of you are here today. Very distinguished group of people, very successful and in your fields, and you all have made, I'm sure, your families very, very proud. But also know that for those of you who are back at home and live in Yonkers, those of you who just want to live in Yonkers, don't worry, we'll find a place for you to live. Just know that we're proud of you. We're proud of your accomplishments, and we want you to be successful. Because when you're successful, we're successful, and the city moves forward. And that's what we want to do. Make sure that the kids in our community have somebody that they can emulate, somebody they can look up to and say, I want to be like him, or I want to be like her. And that's what it's all about. It's not very hard to figure out. It's no big science to it all. You know, we saw a lot of ignorance in the past. And I think what we do is we strive to get beyond that. America's a wonderful country with wonderful ideals, right? We really do. We have the greatest ideals. We don't always live up to those ideals, but we aspire to. And that's what we have to do. Keep everyone focused on living up to the ideals that have made America this great country. And know that you've given me the opportunity to come here again for the second year in a row and to say a few words. And I'm really having a good time. This is great. This is a great group. I very much appreciate it. And I want to say that I'm looking forward to the professor's words. It's good to see everyone. And good night. Thank you for letting me say a few words.